Hey everyone, Colbert here, and today we're gonna have an account takeover on Alfie Bits account. So Alfie came onto Discord. He found me on Discord. He told me, Colbert, can you make an ultra nightmare clan boss team for me? And I was like, sure, man. Can you just send me a screenshot of your teams? He sent me a screenshot. These are his champions. So he's got some good champions like a Krisk, a Razin. We've got a Blind Seer in there. We've got a Tower. So I saw a Septimus in there. So immediately I thought, okay, maybe we can do a clan boss team around, the Tower and Warcaster that he had already at level 60. There's a clan boss team there that does Unkillable with those two champions. But there's some issues with that team, guys. So if you don't know about this already, Roshcard has a 2-turn block damage buff, and the same thing for Warcaster, but for 1 turn instead. The problem is during the stun turn, there's a possibility that one of the two gets stunned. If that happens, then the run is completely lost. You need to reset. You're not going to do the damage that you should. So this team without a counterattack, by the way, guys. So this team without a counterattack does about 20 million on the clan boss. So it's very close to a 3-key setup. And that would be when we have some more improvements to the champions overall in the future in terms of gear. So let's go over the champions, then I'll tell you how I went by that getting stunned issue that we have with the team. So the Tower, guys, by the way, the speeds are essential and you can't deviate from the speeds. You can't go up or down. It's those speeds. You can test it out on Deadwood Jedi's calculator. Since he made it, it made my life so much easier in building teams, especially for the clan boss. So 257 for Rosh, and the reason is for him to go 4 times every 3 turns that the boss has. Of course, he needs to be maxed out. At least his A3 needs to be maxed out. The others are not maxed out. His gear overall doesn't really matter, but the more damage you have, the better, of course. So I have him at 100% crit and as much critical damage as I could. And then Masteries, we went for that War Master and then the Retribution Masteries, which are very basic in a clan boss champion that doesn't really apply any debuffs. So very basic Masteries here. And are very beneficial to him. And overall, I just went HP, critical damage on the amulet, and speed on the banner because I needed to reach that 257. It's not easy, I know. The speeds that are required for this setup, guys, are not easy, but this is what works. And if you found another setup that works for you, then by all means, just put it down in the comments so we share the knowledge to everyone. Maybe somebody else who watches this video can look at the comments and then see, okay, I can't get the speeds that Cold Brew had in his video, but maybe this guy can help me out. That commented down below. So be sure to comment down below, guys. Next up is going to be Warcaster. He's another essential member of the team. Without him, this team does not work because you need that that Unkillable, that block damage buff for the essential 50 turns in the clan boss. So as you see, no speed set here. It doesn't really matter, but the speeds we got, it's 242 on Warcaster, overall 93% critical rate, 143 critical damage, and all the other stats don't really matter. I tried to get some attack, but I really couldn't. Some of his gear is still at level 12. The amulet's still at level 12. It's critical damage. So I could improve on that, and it's very essential that you book his invincible aura to take it to 4 turns. So very essential. He's gonna have that 4-3 setup. So very essential for him to be at fully maxed out skill. So Masteries, the same as Roshcard. It's gonna be War Master and then the Retribution Masteries for that counterattack, getting that extra bit of damage. But you're gonna see by the end of the clan boss run that the damage is not really huge. It's just, trivial. But anyhow, these two are the very basics of this team. Then we go to the damage dealers, guys. The damage dealers in this team can be anything, but since we don't have a counterattack on this account, we went for poisoners. And which are the best poisoners that you can possibly have? In my opinion, on this account, his best poisoners were Althar, fantastic champion. I even went for a Cycle of Magic. So yeah, Giant Slayer, Cycle of Magic, and then extending the duration of debuffs when possible and if we can. I think we have him maxed out. Yeah, maxed out A2. It's very good when it's maxed out. 3 turns cooldown for 4 poison. So great damage potential there. Lifesteal set is not essential. he just had it and was very close to the speed that we needed. So 192 speed, and then we went for some critical rate, some critical damage, like very low critical rate, by the way, and accuracy at 255. The more the merrier. At least 250 for me is just the minimum for Ultra Nightmare, 250. But we're also using Frozen Banshee there for the lead, so she helps a bit with accuracy in these cases. So 255 plus 35, yeah, we get a good amount of accuracy for the clan boss. We don't want any resist, guys, but there's always a chance. There's always a chance, and not even 1,000 accuracy will help you from getting resisted there. So Frozen Banshee, the other champion here, very basic again in terms of gearing. Let's go over 191 speed, again essential. She's gonna be the last one taking her turn in the start of the clan boss. Critical rate 108%. I mean, I went over 260 accuracy, and then the other stats don't really matter. Some attack would be good, but I just went with what we had on this account. Everything is maxed out, guys. A2 doesn't matter because she won't use it, but it's all RNG when you're maxing out the skills. So her Frostblight is going to give that poison sensitivity debuff on the boss. That's the only way she applies poisons, by the way. If we had maybe an occult brawler, this would be better than Frozen Banshee, since not only she's going to be going last, some turns she will just be auto attacking and not doing the damage that she should be doing. So maybe you can go for an occult brawler, but that poison sensitivity also helps our Althar out. So she's very good still. And yeah, Masteries pretty much the same as Althar. Warmaster again instead of Giant Slayer for Althar. Warmaster, and then we went for Master Hexer. We got that extra bit of speed through Lore of Steel, extra bit of accuracy. And Evil Eye is just there because I didn't want to go for Cycle of Magic. Although we could have gone for it now that I think of it, because the more times we have it available, the better for us, because we don't have a counterattack setup. So we don't have a rotation of attacks that are going to be centered around that counterattack. So maybe I should have gone for Cycle of Magic just to get that extra bit of damage on her. But as you see, guys, on every single champion, I did not take any Masteries that give me turn meter, since that would mess up all the rotation and the run would basically fail. So another good point for you guys to follow. So the final part for this team, guys, and it's the thing that is needed the most, is a champion that has a block debuffs. So we only had Blind Seer in this account. We did not have another 2-turn block debuffs champion, such as a Sepulcher. There's a few others, like I think Mausoleum Mage has a 2-turn block debuffs. So there's a few champions out there that do provide this utility. So one of them is Blind Seer. We had it on this account. It's great. She's there really only for that A2, for that block debuffs. We don't care about the shield. We don't care about her damage. She does not give anything other to this team than just that A2, that block debuff buff at the 4 turns cooldown, essential for this to be maxed out. So yeah, it's a legendary champion, but we did max it out so we can get that amount of damage for our team in the clan boss. So we went for Giant Slayer, and then we went for Lasting Gifts for that extra bit of turn, the chance for extra turn on our buffs. And then we also went for Lore of Steel because the amount of speed that we need on her is a ton. It's 241, so it's another champion that needs a ton of speed. We have a 257, a 241, a 242. So it's a ton of speed. It's not an easy setup, but as I said, if you guys have a better setup, an easy setup that works on all affinities, then by all means put it down in the comments. Yeah, so this is Blind Seer, guys. Enough with the setup. I just showed everything, I think. Her gear, the other parts don't really matter. I could have gone for some critical rate, but I just didn't have it available with, you know, this amount of speed, like plus 17 in the substats. I just didn't have it available for this account. So this is the team, and let's go over and see how it works in the clan boss. So we go in. Currently it's on Magic. The team, by the way, guys, what I'm gonna show you now, you can use it on Void, Magic, and Force. You can use it on all three: Void, Magic, Force, and it's going to work the same. Void, Magic, Force, very essential. The rotation that I'm gonna show, if you want to do a different rotation for Spirit, that's the only way it works on Spirit. So on Spirit, that's a different rotation. On Magic, Void, Force, there's this rotation that I'm gonna show you now, and we're gonna go in. I have it on my other screen, so I'm gonna be looking at it again just in case we mess it up. I'm gonna put it up here so you guys also can see Void, Magic, Force, Spirit. Remember that, guys. So we go in. We're gonna use some gems. Sorry, mate, but I think we're close to the full chest. So we go in. This is the team. Frozen Banshee there in the lead. Versus Spirit, it's going to be very essential that you use a different setup when you start in. We start in as manual. We don't auto. Remember that also. Okay, this is the team. We start here. Let me put the the calculator on the other screen so I know what I'm doing. So, Rosh, A1. We don't go A3. Warcaster, A1 again. And then it's Blindseer, A1. We do our poison, we do our poison sensitivity, so the poisons do more turns, more damage, and now the boss goes. Now it's the time that we go with A3 on Rosh, the tower, A3. Then we're not gonna do A3 on Warcaster, we just do A1 or A2, whatever works. Then now, if we were on Spirit, we would do A2, but as I said, different for Spirit, different for this team. So now with Blantier, we're gonna go A1. Just A1 or A3 with Althar. A1 with there we go. There's the boss, and he applied debuffs on every single one of our team. So as you guys see, the debuff is applied on every single one of our members, and if it was Spirit, it would totally mess up the team. We would wipe and we couldn't do the full run. But since it's you know, magic, since it's on magic and force, the debuffs don't really matter in terms of the rotation. So now we're still gonna go A1 here with Warcaster. You're gonna see he loses the buff for the block damage. And now is the time that we're gonna go with Blindseer for her A2. Her A2 lasts for 2 turns. So here it is. Then Rosh is gonna go. Althar. And then just throws the Banshee A1 on a boss. There's no debuffs on the boss. Now, look at this. You see the boss is gonna take a turn right after my Warcaster. But we need to protect our team, and we do it with the A3 block damage. This is the first time we're gonna use the block damage. There we go. The boss attacks. He stuns no one, and he kills no one since he does 0 damage. So after this, if I'm not mistaken, I can just go auto, but I'm gonna do another 1 rotation just to show you guys how this works. You're gonna see that everything is gonna be available for us right at the exact moment. So A3 now before the boss attacks, and then A1. He even stole that buff there. A1 with Blindseer, A1 here. Get some poisons up, great. A1 here with Warcaster. And now you see that we have available our A2. Here is when we do it, A2. Even if I didn't do it on manual, it would still go like this. So some poisons are up. Now you see that the boss is ready to take a turn. We do our A3 with Warcaster, and yeah, we protected from the stun, protected from the damage, and this is the setup, guys. So we press auto and let it go, and we're gonna see right before turn 50 how much damage we do. So guys, we're at turn 48-49. We're reaching the end of our run, so close to a 3 key, guys. 23 million. The boss is gonna take a turn now, basically wipe us. 23.45. I think that's barely 3 key, but yeah, it won't be enough because you know, we have Althar here who is strong affinity. This is not always gonna be the case. Anyhow, this is our damage, guys. 23.45 million. Frozen Banshee with 7 million there, and Althar with 10. So you guys understand where the damage is coming from all the poisons. The other 3 members barely have together like 5.7 million damage. So overall, this team without a counter attacker, almost 3 key. I think it's a very good team if you've got the right champions and of course the gear, the speed that is required. So I think this will be very beneficial for this account takeover. I think it's gonna help him get those chests in, get those secret shards, maybe legendary books if he's lucky. So overall, you know, good progress on this account with these champions. Thanks a lot for watching this video. As I said before, if you do have a team that works with lower speeds and can work on all affinities, especially for that stun turn, that it's very essential that Warcaster and Roshcard do not get stunned. Please do so, leave it down in the comments below so others can watch it in the future maybe and help themselves out. So thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. If you do want an account takeover similar to this, just send me a message on Discord. I'm always happy to help others out, and I do not charge a ton of money. The amount of work that is required, especially for this team, this was my hardest takeover ever. I think it took me a ton of time, but yeah, just message me on Discord and we can have a chat. See ya, guys.